Industrial kneading eliminates human variability. Every kilogram receives identical shear force, creating uniformly elastic dough ready for shaping. Precision engineering takes over. Each 120-gram portion is cut and pre-shaped automatically, ensuring consistent size for uniform cooking. Thermal rollers calibrate thickness to 2.5 millimeters, precise enough to cook quickly, thick enough to retain the wheat's natural flavor.
Our baking locks in structure without full cooking. Discs enter at room temperature and emerge with a light golden crust, retaining softness for final heat.
Cooling stabilizes temperature and makes handling safe. Every disc is inspected before the final cooking stage to ensure zero defects.
The final transformation, controlled heat and a touch of oil, create that signature flaky texture and golden crust without burning.
Stacking preserves heat and prevents sticking. Each tray holds 20 chapatis, ready for the final quality gate before packaging. Every batch is verified. Weight and thickness must match specifications. Imperfect pieces are removed. Only consistent chapatis proceed. Flexible packaging protects moisture and extends shelf life. Each seal is tested for strength before the product leaves the line.
Controlled storage maintains softness, moderate temperature, and low humidity, ensure the chapati remains pliable until distribution.
The last human eye checks every package, ensuring the final product meets the standard that defines an authentic chapati. From individual to industrial scale, Palletizing prepares thousands of chapatis for distribution while maintaining perfect order. Batch tagging is the factory's memory. If there's ever a complaint, they can trace it back to a specific flour lot and shift time. Stretch wrapping locks every tray into one stable unit, so packs won't slide when forklifts break or corners hit dock plates. Even automation needs a human touch. Securing the film tail prevents wrap failure during transport. A quick weight check catches shortages instantly. One missing tray can be detected before the pallet ever reaches the truck. Labels must survive humidity, friction, and handling, so workers press them flat to prevent peeling on stretched film. Now the chapatis enter finished goods, handled like a food product and a fragile item at the same time. FIFO, first in, first out, keeps chapatis moving fresh. The system logs exactly where each pallet lives. Proper racking prevents crushing and keeps airflow around the product. Small handling dents are acceptable if the seal remains intact. Factories keep retention samples, so they can test shelf life and investigate issues weeks later using the exact same batch. This simple dye test reveals microleaks. If color creeps through the seal, oxygen can enter and shorten shelf life.
Weight control protects both customer trust and compliance. Every gram is tracked.
QA also checks what machines can't fully judge: feel, flexibility, and subtle hotspots from the griddle. Water activity tells the real story of freshness. Too high invites spoilage, too low makes chapatis dry and brittle. Backlighting helps spot contamination that would be invisible on a normal bench. This is the last line of defense.
Order DC note 6 pallets. Once QA signs off, the warehouse moves fast. Fresh chapatis have a schedule, and dispatch windows are tight.
Good forklift handling prevents micro damage. One hard bump can crush edges and compromise the pack stack.
Staging lanes prevent mix-ups. Each pallet is matched to the exact truck and route before loading begins. Transport temperature matters. Even ready-to-heat chapatis can dry out or sweat if the trailer isn't stabilized.
Before any pallet moves, the dock is locked down. One slip here can damage product and seriously injure workers. Positioning matters. Aligned pallets prevent shifting, which protects seals and keeps chapatis from getting crushed in transit. Even perfect chapatis can be ruined by a rough ride. Bars and guards keep the pallet stable and the wrap intact. Loggers create proof. If the temperature swings, the data shows exactly when and for how long. A seal protects the shipment from tampering and gives the distributor confidence the batch stayed untouched. Once paperwork clears, the factory's job is done, and the logistics chain takes responsibility for freshness. In minutes, the chapatis leave the factory's controlled world and face real roads, real heat, and real handling.
A little more to the left. Hold it.
At receiving, the first check is security. If the seal number doesn't match, the load is held immediately.
Seal match confirmed. Now they can open the trailer and evaluate the load condition.
Before unloading, they look for the telltale signs: shift marks, torn film, or collapsed trays.
Wrap is intact, label is clear, noting a minor scuff here.
Unloading is a critical moment. Sharp transitions at dock plates can jolt the stack and damage the product. Speed is the enemy here. Slow crossing prevents shock that can flatten chapati edges inside the pack.
Clear on the corners.
Now the distributor takes ownership, new labels, new location, but the original batch code stays visible for traceability.
Controlled temperature prevents sweating inside the pack. Too much moisture turns soft chapatis gummy.
From pallet to store-ready quantities, distributors break bulk into exactly what each retailer ordered. Scanning at every handoff reduces errors. One wrong tray can mean empty shelves or wasted stock.
Even the last kilometer matters. Retail packs are light, but they're easy to crush if cages aren't secured.
Receiving isn't just paperwork. Stores confirm the right batch and quantity before anything hits the shelf. The journey ends where the customer first notices it. Clean packs, readable dates, and a soft stack that still feels fresh. Good packaging should survive real handling, bending, lifting, and shelf friction without breaking the seal. That beep is the final confirmation, traceable, labeled, and ready to become a hot chapati again in minutes.
Even at home, the first step is simple. Check the seal. A good pack keeps chapatis soft until heat brings them back to life.
Factory sealing is strong, but consumer opening is designed to be easy, without ripping into the chapatis themselves.
Good chapatis should flex, not snap. This is where controlled moisture and proper cooking show their value. Reheating is quick. High, even heat restores softness and brings out that toasted wheat aroma.
Heat reactivates the structure set in the factory. Tiny steam pockets start forming again under the layers. The flip brings the steam upward. Gentle pressing helps heat transfer without flattening the layers. That puff is trapped steam, proof the chapati still has the right moisture and elasticity after industrial processing. A touch of ghee finishes the surface, enhancing aroma and keeping the chapati tender as it cools.
The real proof is inside. Soft crumb, light layering, and no dryness at the edges.
From stainless steel conveyors to a home plate, chapati is still the same everyday staple, just made with industrial consistency. Behind every pack is strict hygiene. At shift end, the same equipment is cleaned and verified before the next run.
Dough buildup can harden overnight. Cleaning rollers immediately prevents contamination and keeps thickness accurate.
Oil management is crucial. Too much residue changes browning and can create smoke the next shift.
Belts carry everything, so they're brushed, vacuumed, and checked to keep flour dust from becoming tomorrow's defect.
Cleaning isn't complete until it's measured. ATP testing confirms the surface is truly clean, not just visually shiny.
A clean floor reduces dust, slipping risks, and contamination, small details that separate a modern plant from a basic kitchen.
This is the factory's promise in one frame, sealed, traceable, and made to reheat like fresh chapati.
Safety checks are tested, not assumed. Metal detectors are challenged every shift to prove they're working. After hundreds of small checks, the batch is ready. Consistent chapatis, packed clean, and fully traceable.
Industrial food isn't just machines, it's people keeping standards, shift after shift, pack after pack.
Soft, warm, and unmistakably familiar, this is why chapati remains India's everyday bread, even when made at scale.
Inside these walls, a simple wheat dough becomes thousands of chapatis, made consistent, safe, and ready for your stove. From factory precision to home comfort, this is the complete journey of a modern chapati.